One Winter Wedding, also known as One Perfect Wedding, was released in 2021. It's directed by Gary Yates. It's written by Elysse Applebaum and Erin Dobson, and it stars Taylor Cole as Cara and Jack Turner as Ben. And I found this to be really dull, but I don't know if it's my fault or not. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Because this is actually the third in a trilogy, the other two being One Winter Weekend, which I have seen, and One Winter Proposal, which I hadn't seen. So, would I have enjoyed this more had I seen the previous film? To be honest, I doubt it, but I just wanted to mention that, just in case, for whatever reason, that would have been the case. But the reason I didn't like this has nothing to do with understanding. It was very easy to follow, very easy to know what was going on, despite having not seen the previous film, the second film in the trilogy. So that wasn't something that was a problem. I was able to follow it completely. The reason I found it to be pretty dull, well, there are two reasons. One, the characters are just really boring. I can't remember if I felt that way with One Winter Weekend. I might have done, I really can't remember. But I also found the actual events within the narrative to be so slow and stale and dull. And that's coming from somebody who generally loves films about weddings. In real life, I don't care about weddings, but I think they make a great topic for rom-coms and films like this. So, unfortunately, it just didn't work very well. Cara and Ben have decided to get married sooner rather than later because their careers are taking them off in different directions, and they're worried that the more their careers take them off in that way, the longer and longer it's going to take them to actually getting around to getting married. So they decide to get married, and the film is all about the process there. And as I said, I usually love films about planning weddings and things like that, but unfortunately this was just really boring. The events in this are so dull and so slow, and nothing really happens. And the characters as well are also really boring. They're not bad characters, they're not badly written, there are no problems with the performances. I just found that nobody was particularly likable. And as I said, I don't know if I felt that way with the first film in the trilogy. Maybe if I'd watched the second film, I would have built up a stronger connection to the characters. So I think that is definitely something that's worth bearing in mind. But at the same time, that wouldn't make them any more interesting in this particular film. I might connect more with them emotionally, but the things they say, the things they do, the way they react, not interesting at all. So unfortunately, there wasn't really anything in this that I enjoyed. I will watch One Winter Proposal as soon as I get the chance. I watched One Winter Wedding on Hallmark via Amazon Prime in the UK, and it is so irritating that they don't put all of the films in the trilogy on Amazon Prime. Because if you're going to watch the third film, chances are you're going to watch the second film first. Why would you not make that available? It's kind of inconvenient. And I actually started watching this not realising it was part of the trilogy. That's why I continued watching it. And as I said, maybe there's a tiny chance I would have enjoyed it more if I'd seen One Winter Proposal. But the events in the films still would have been really mundane. Maybe I would have had a stronger emotional connection with the characters. But again, characters in this were not interesting, not unlikable, but just not very fascinating, and I didn't really care. And the wedding aspect, I don't think was done as well as it could have been, either the wedding planning throughout the film. I just don't think it was very well done. So I don't know if I recommend it or not. I guess if you've seen the first two films, then I'd say watch it to complete the trilogy. But if, like me, you've seen the first one, you're in the UK, you haven't got the ability to see the second one, I currently can't find it anywhere at the very least, then I'd say don't bother watching the third one, at least until you've seen the second one. Maybe you'll like it more, but I'm not very hopeful about that at all.